I just reorganized my office to start coloring on the Secret Garden step-by-step page, and I did some reorganizing because I was having trouble finding the right colored pencils. Here I have my carry-all bag, and in this bag there are the Bruinzeel designs and the Polychromos, and there are also some Erogeton pencils, but I also have a lot of Prismacolor Premiers, and they were stored in a way that I did not see them all. They were stored in this pencil storage thing, and although it looks it is pretty handy, there are some small ones left. It takes a lot of space to see all the pencils, because I can only see them when I unwrap this thing, and I have 5 of these. So my complete table is covered in these things if I want to see all my pencils. And for me, I need to be able to see my pencils, otherwise I just don't know how to pick my colors. So I decided to put all the Prismacolor Premiers in 2 large glass jars. And this seems to work pretty well. And here is the page. And let's see if we can continue adding more contrast in this phase of the drawing. It is mainly contrast that needs to happen. I'm going to start with a Prismacolor Premier Ultramarine, and I'm choosing the Prismacolor Premier because it is slightly darker than the Polychromos Ultramarine. I'll show you. This is the Prismacolor Ultramarine, and this is the Faber-Castell Polychromos Ultramarine. This makes you wonder, don't you think? I don't know what it is. Maybe is it more pigment, or is it... It really looks like another color, because the Prismacolor looks warmer, so it almost seems like it is not the same pigment. But I'm not a expert on pigments, so anyway, I'm going to use this Prismacolor Premier Ultramarine because it is slightly darker. And I'm using it to create some darker spots in the background. I already was doing that, and by adding more and more darker colors, darker tones, it becomes clear that this drawing needs some more darker tones. Now, if I'm honest, I have to say that I do not like the result of this pencil. I'll show you. There are some scratches over here and over here as well. And over here as well. Now I'm sure in the end that won't be any problem. But this is not what I intended. So let's see if I can erase this. Yes, I can. So it is pigment that is coming from the pencil in an uneven fashion. And I already had this feeling that for the way that I'm coloring with all those layers, maybe the Prismacolors are not so good. You know, they are good when you use them in the first few layers, but when you add them to the paper when there are already a lot of layers, it seems like they lose subtlety. That bringing them on in an even way is difficult. And maybe that is what many colorists are complaining about. Now I'm going to switch to the, this is the wrong one, the Ultramarine from the Polychroma series, although this is a lighter one. Let's see what happens now. I can still see the unevenness of the Prismacolor pencil. So let's try it over here. Let me I am going to use a slightly darker color. I'm switching to the cobalt blue. See what happens then. I don't know if you can see the difference on the screen, but there is a distinct difference between what I'm doing here and what just happened here with the Prismacolor pencils. I'm so happy that I didn't record a review about these Prismacolors yet. You know, I really think you need to work with a pencil for a long time before you really get to know them, because I love these Prismacolor Premieres, but this is something you only discover when you use them a lot. And clearly there is a problem with layering, and you can also feel it because when I put a Prismacolor pencil on paper here, it feels like it is slipping away. And this Polychromos pencil has no problems at all. There's this. This is the eraser pencil. Yeah, this is better. There was some sort of hard there was something there. So it's here again. Oh, I know what it is. In my copy of The Secret Garden, they used a soft paper, and it is beautiful paper. It layers beautifully, but sometimes fibers come off, and this is a fiber that is just about to come off, and it is picking up more color than the surrounding area. Now I will not try to take this off because it will ruin the rest of the paper, so I will leave it there. I will now switch to an even darker color, also Polychromos, Indanthrene blue. It is a blue that has a little bit of warmth in it. And I'm using an extremely light touch because when we saw what happened with this fiber, that indicates that the paper is having some problems coping with all those layers of paper, of color, and all those pencil points scratching it. This happened to my drawing of the door as well. But if I was very careful and just continued coloring to the point where really you couldn't add anything else, any other layer, because the paper would deteriorate too much. But in the end, this fiber will not be visible anymore. This takes a lot of concentration and focus. Now, maybe you can see that as I am intensifying this color, the butterfly will become stronger also. All these colors from the background to the forefront, they are all working together. Yesterday I received a really nice present from my husband. He bought a field easel for me, and it's a wonderful present because I like coloring and drawing and painting outdoors. And you know, it's always handy to have something where you can put your book or your painting on. Until now I have been coloring with a coloring book in my lab, and now I have this field easel. And this field easel is really nice because it is not only usable vertically but also horizontally, so I can use it like a table. And that is really nice, I think. So now I'm waiting for the weather to improve. We are still, it is still raining. It has been raining for weeks now. I think we are developing our own monsoon. I have to do something over here because it seems like there is some sort of line here. I don't know if you can see it, but there looks very unnatural. So I'll add some more color. I think that is much better. I'll continue this in Danthrene blue, and I'll add a little bit of color over here. So next time we go on vacation, I will take my field easel and enjoy drawing and painting outdoors. Last year I have been coloring on the shores of a beautiful lake in the Lake District in England. If you are living in New York, you should Google. If you are living in New York and you want to meet Joanna Besford, then you have to Google, because she will be in New York in August, and I believe it was August 9. She will be in some sort of bookstore. I believe it was August 9. And I believe it is, if you Google for Joanna Besford, New York, and her publisher in America is Penguin, I guess. Penguin, yes. So Google for penguin, Joanna Besford, August, and then I'm sure you will find information. I won't be there, but say hi to her for me. I'm having the same problem here, I believe, but I have to check the videos, that I don't know what pencil brand I used, but here's a problem as well. I'm just going to erase it. I have this problem over here as well. Just let's get rid of it. So I will use a little bit more ultramarine because I feel that this area needs some lighter tones to make this darker blue blend into the neighboring areas. It is getting harder for the paper to pick up the color, so I had to sharpen the point, and I am using my lightest touch possible in a very focused mind. And I am absolutely enjoying the feel of this pencil on the paper, the sound that it makes, and the way that the color comes from the pencil on the paper. I could do this for hours actually. Here is a fiber in the, again. But by adding more and more layers of color, you will slowly detach some fibers here and there. That is inevitable. I have to be careful with this sharp point because I could scratch the paper. I don't want that. I now want to intensify the colors over here, and I'm going to do that with a light phthalo blue. And again, I sharpened it. I've been doing a lot of gardening these days, yesterday, the day before, and this morning. Because of the rain, the weeds were completely out of control. So my hands are a complete mess right now. I don't like gardening with gloves on it. So I have wounds from the roses. I got stung by the thorns of the roses. I have dirt under my nails. But the garden is looking much better already. And we saved some hydrangeas from death. There is a storage of a flower shop close to our house. And there is a container where they dispose all the plants and flowers that haven't been sold. So in the weekend, on Sunday, this container is packed with plants that are still alive but don't look good enough to be sold because they had not enough water in the shop, or maybe they fell or whatever. So last Sunday we were walking past that container, and we noticed these hydrangeas. So we stole them from the container. I believe it is not legal to steal anything from a container, although the owner wants to get rid of it. But we stole it. 3 plants. These plants were a bit beaten, so I had to cut them and well, give them. My camera decided that it had reached the maximum time of recording. Don't ask me why, but here I am again. Maybe you didn't notice anything. I hope you didn't. Anyway, I hope that these plants will enjoy their lives in both our garden and in the garden of my mother-in-law. I also had a lot of tiny plants in our garden of a wildflower, and I don't know how to what the English name is, but the Latin name is Aquilegia, and I had dozens of small plants. So I made small packages of plants and I gave them away. I think this background needs more of the color I just put on, this light phthalo blue, and well, let's do a little bit more. Let's see what happens if I put it over here. Now this drawing is a double page, but I don't think I will manage to record. Yeah, because this is the left side of the double page, but I don't think I will record the right side as well, because that will take so many hours. And I think when I finish this left side, I really am looking forward to start another project. And I'm also working on this coloring book that I would like to publish. But that takes a lot of time, I have to say. Finding the right inspiration. I do that by scanning all those pictures that we made the last 15 years on our vacations. And then I have to make a nice drawing of it, of course. And then they need to be scanned. And then all those little flaws that are in there, little dots and stripes that don't look so nice, need to be erased. So it's a lot of work. But I'm working on it. Do you hear that? It is raining again. So this is it for today. I hope that you can see where we are heading. We are slowly getting there, and well, next time we add a little bit more color, and I'm becoming extremely curious about how long this will take before it is finished. But it isn't finished until it is finished, so I'll keep going, and I hope you will join me, and see you next time. Bye bye.